The new update is here, and it's a big one. That's why you need new tactics to help you adapt quickly and get more wins in Ultimate Team. For cheap and fast, reliable FC25 coins, check out MMOEXP. The link is down below, and use the code MATTHD for 5% off all of your orders. So we start with a formation that's back with the new update, and especially with how this new update works, this is a great formation to climb the divisions. If you're a new player, if you're an old school player, this will help you get wins instantly. It's so flexible with defense and attack. It's so nice. Welcome back everyone to the 4-4-1-1 midfield formation. Now with the new patch being here, this is why this formation works really well right now. EA have addressed the issue where defenders were making auto tackles, so it means you've got more space to dribble, especially on the wings and in midfield, and this formation is so fluid, it is lovely. However, let's get into the tactics. So the formation there is the 4-4-1-1 midfield. That's the one you need. Now short passing is actually going to be adjusted here to balance. That's what we need, guys, for that tactic. And also have the defensive approach set to 70. Even in the post patch, I'm not seeing much difference here with using the same depth as 70, so the meta there remains the same. Now this is where we adjust all of these player roles to make it work for you. Goalkeeper here, you do want to have sweeper keeper and also balance as the option there. This allows you to start those quick counters when your goalkeeper gets the ball from a cross or a corner. Now for your defenders, your two centre backs simply have as defender and defend. That's absolutely fine. That is what you need for this formation. For the right back though, this is where the tactic does get adjusted from the previous patch. Make sure to have wing back and then balance as your right back, and then simply full back and balance. Obviously, if you can have the player role, they're even better, but I don't think it's as essential as many people do think. I've been using the player instructions more so than the player roles, and relying on that has helped me get more wins. Whereas sometimes if I have, for example, a player role rather than the instruction, sometimes it just doesn't suit my style and they're out of position more often than not. That's why I still think, and I really do believe, that the instructions are more important than the player roles. Now for your left centre mid, you do want to have this player as a more defensive option. You still need to have that defensive element in midfield. So for the left centre mid here, you do want holding and then also ball winning midfielder. This allows you to get many more interceptions. It is more aggressive, but if you time it right with the right good enough CDM, this could be a dream for you. These tactics are really solid. They remind me of the early 4-4-1 meta at launch, and to be honest, it feels even better right now than ever. Now for the centre mid on the right side, you do want much more of a box-to-box player there. If you have the player role, obviously even better, but not always essential. Just make sure it's a player who is good in attack and decent in defense. So Verts here is a really good example. Have his box to box and balance for that instruction. Now for the right mid though, you do want this player to be winger and attack. Have a fast-paced player here who's also got decent passing and good dribbling and can score the goal or two. Someone like Hansen will be perfect here. Jorginho, Garincha, McManaman's good. I've been using him all week. Pedro Neto here is very good as well. Now for the left mid, you want to have a slightly different though. You're going to go for this one as inside forward and attack. By having these instructions, your attack becomes a lot more well varied in attack. It's harder for the opponent to read the counters as well, which way you're going to go here, because there's so many different player instructions going on. It really adds to a very varied attack where your opponent will just struggle defensively. Now for your cam, definitely have a very, good cam here. Something like Neymar, a Socrates I like, Wayne Rooney, a cam's good here, Bobby Charlton. On the cheaper end, a cam under 200k can still work really well here. James Rodriguez from La Liga is a really good choice here for this role. Make sure though to have a shadow striker and then attack. By doing that, they play way more close to the striker, getting the ball into the striker way quicker than any other formation I've tried. And for your striker focus there, have as advanced forward as the player role and support as the focus. By doing that, it gives you such a lovely looking shape here with the 4-4-1-1. You can also attack with this formation as a 4-4-2 in the right setup, but look at the shape. On the right side there, even if Zanetti loses the ball there, I love how close McManaman, my right mid, is to help him track back. And the whole shape, there's literally like no gaps here whatsoever in the formation. It is so nice. And I also like how my left back is a bit more defensive. So when you're playing this kind of formation, you don't know which fullback is going to be the less attacking fullback. So it really works well in game. A big thank you though, guys, to FC Tactical Assist on Twitter. These are from his tactics. They're really lovely. Let me know what record you go with these tactics, and that's how it looks with the ball and then without the ball. And obviously, as always, guys, I always show you the codes. There is the code. If you do want to try it, go and try it. It's very clinical. Next up, though, is the 4-2-1-3, arguably the most popular formation right now in the whole game, and for a good reason. I think this is probably the best overall starting formation for you in your team. And if you're struggling with tactics, give these a go. These are monstrous tactics. These tactics got me 11 wins on a new Road to Glory account last week, and they work as well in the new patch, if not better. I even beat 2 rank 1 players with that gold team in FUT Champs. It was amazing. Now I'm using these tactics across multiple accounts, different level of teams, and I'm having more and more fun the more I get used to it. However, I have changed them since the last time you saw me do a 4-2-1-3. So there is the formation, 4-2-1-3. Short passing is going to be the meta for this formation, guys. I feel like this works a lot better in how I build up using short passing, because you can still trigger those forward runs. It even says there, rather than forward runs, but guess what? Even with short passing, you can still trigger them. This formation also does reward patience and calmness. Definitely bear that in mind. But every time I use these, guys, these are so stunning in attack. It's amazing. And defensively, it actually feels more defensive than even a 4-2-3-1. I'm not kidding. This formation is the new meta. Now, I've been testing all week, and I know it's a ridiculous difference here, but I used to have like 70, but for some reason, whenever I do deploy 71 line height on my defensive approach, it seems to work a lot more efficiently, and the team seems to be a bit more in a structure. So 71 there is going to be the high defensive approach there for the 4-2-1-3. Now then, this is where things get really mad. So goalkeeper as the instruction there for the goalkeeper. Defend and defend. You'll see that in most formations these days. Now, this is where I've changed things. I've noticed definitely helped me a lot in getting more wins. So wing back and balance is going to be the choice there for my right back. You can alternate between the two if you want to. If you're a bit more, you play more on the left as an attacking side of the pitch, maybe switch that to wing back on the left back, have full back on the right back. But, it's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do for that, it's up to you. Now, I go for wing back and balanced on my right back there. And then left back, I go for full back and balanced. And that gives me an option to be more defensive on the left side. Now, why I've done that, you ask, is in general, I feel like whenever I play in for champions and especially high-level opponents, I feel like on the right side, so my left back gets generally targeted a bit more, maybe like 15% more per game. That's why I've got the fullback on the more defensive stat there as a fullback and balance, whereas my right back is a bit more attacking. Now, the two CDMs definitely have two very strong CDMs, but I have at least one who can be good at passing. Now, I've got De Jong there. He's expensive. If you want to go for a cheaper option, be my guest. But they're the two holding CDMs. Make sure you've got holding and defend as the two instruction. Now, I've changed a lot with my cam instruction, but the most success I've had and the most balanced is by far having Playmaker. I would say Playmaker followed by Classic 10, and then Shadow Striker probably join, and then half winger I honestly never use because it literally ruins the whole formation. So for me, try Playmaker there, guys, and also have balance as the second option on focus. By having the Playmaker option there on my cam, it gives that player so many more opportunities to have some creative freedom in that role. The cam is probably the most important position in this team, so make sure you get a solid cam for this spot. Right wing, though, I've got Pedro Neto, who is honestly an absolute beast in this game. Inside forward, though, and roaming on my right wing. Left wing is going to be inside forward and roaming again, and then advance forward and attack. And that is how it looks in game. It actually looks still a bit similar, but a bit more defensive. And Bobby Charlton is a bit deeper there. And the wingers with the ball are actually a bit more narrow. So it creates kind of a 4-2-3-1 kind of formation from the FIFA 17 days early on. If you remember that formation, it was goated back in the day. And that might be why this feels so nice, because you've got the defensive foundation there with your 6 players all willing to defend. More so 5, obviously Frimpong is a bit more attacking. But a cam and the right wing and left wingers here, they all work so nicely together. This is definitely the most solid formation in this game. And if you do need the code for it, there it is, guys, right now. As you can see, it is there for you to use. Feel free to go and use it. Comment down below how you're getting on. This tactic is stunning. However, there's one more that is in the new meta. Welcome to the new 4-4-2 meta in the new update with the post-patch custom tactics right now. Now, these are from a pro player who I think right now, for me, honestly, is the best player in the world. I'm going to throw it out there. The way that this guy plays, you'll see some of the gameplay footage here as well. He is an absolute demon at this game and someone I'm literally learning from every week. Some of the skill moves he does and skill cancels are outrageous. Now, with the new patch, as I said earlier before, EA have now adjusted the auto tackle, so that makes it better for dribblers out there, for people who want to get past, you know, their opponent without doing too many passes. They want to dribble more. I do that. I always dribble. You guys on streams tell me all the time, Matt, shoot more please, but that's not my style. I love to dribble past an opponent and humiliate them in Ultimate Team. So if you want to do tiki-taka with this formation, you can do. If you want to do a lot of dribbling with this formation, guys, you can do. But it's also very strong in defense and good for long balls and fast plays. Now, interestingly, he's actually got the 4-4-2 flat, by the way. Balance as the build-up style. Now, this does work really well with the 4-4-2. Whenever I've gone with a high line in the 4-4-2, I always feel like my centre mids are out of position in this game. And that's why he's done the same as I've done. So he's gone for balance as the build-up style and balance as defensive approach. And that works for the 4-4-2, whereas 4-2-1-3, it wouldn't work. So that really is nice. Now, player roles are as follows. Goalkeeper and defend. You can also use sweeper-keeper, guys. You can alternate, but for goalkeeper, that is probably the best choice. So goalkeeper and defend. Defender and defend on the two centre-back positions. That seems to work really well with this formation. Fullback and balance as the left-back option. Wing back and balance as the right back option. Very solid foundation of this 4-4-2 here. Can't really go wrong with this whatsoever. Now, the right mid spot is going to be inside forward and balance. That gives you a bit more narrow side to the 4-4-2, whereas if you had winger, it would be more wide. I prefer my right mid being closer to the centre mid and striker, whereas with the winger instruction, they would not have that kind of connection to my other players. They'd be too wide. You couldn't do those tiki-taka kind of passes. So this really is nice. Now, holding and defend for your more defensive center mid here. So someone like Makalele, you know, Kante special card, have a solid CDM here who gets the job done. Yaya Toure could be amazing here as well. Left center mid, though, you want a very nice attacking center mid and also a playmaker, someone who's good at scoring goals, getting forward, and good at passing. For me, Verts works here really well. Now, my left mid spot is as follows. We've gone for winger and balanced here to give me a bit more variation on the left-hand side. And it really works well in having a bit more space on the left. And my two strikers are going to be advanced forward and attack. But look how it looks in game. How nice is that? It's a very much more attacking formation. But at the same time, you can still defend well enough to not concede too many goals. In attack, this is lovely. Now, these are the instructions you need to get some more goals in the game. However, not only that, though, I'm going to show you something that I've been maybe keeping a secret, maybe not if you've been watching the streams this week, guys, but there is something that I've done to allow me to score twice, if not 3 times as many goals per game in Ultimate Team. I'm not kidding. I feel like I'm playing the best FIFA in a few years by having this setting on. It is amazing. But either way, do enjoy the 4-4-2 tactics, guys. There is the code for you to go and try out. It's always there, the code, guys. There it is. I love these tactics. They're so nice to use. Now, which setting am I actually doing here? So go over to game settings, guys. And this is something I honestly stress you give a go. It will be hard to get used to at first. Turn on precision shooting. Seriously, it is definitely a bit more risky, but once you get used to it, honestly, I'm scoring twice, if not more, many goals per game. It has been amazing. I'm now scoring those chances I would honestly normally miss. You know those close games a weekend league where you missed 2 or 3 great chances? With this turned on, you score them. You literally do. All you got to do is aim a bit more manually. It's not as assisted as obviously assisted, but definitely give precision shooting, guys, a go. Also, you might be wondering which camera angle I do use these days. I do go for telebroadcast and then 20 and 0 as my height and zoom. So hopefully that helps you out, guys. That is what I'm currently using, but definitely give that a go. Anyway, which is your favorite formation, guys, from the video today, especially with the new patch? How are you finding the new update in the new game? Leave a like and subscribe for more of these videos, and I'll see you on the next video very shortly.